just seems to handle so well in turns in particular, just carrying the momentum of the car from one turn to the next. It doesn't necessarily have the horsepower to do anything spectacular, but that's not really the point of this car. It's about handling. It's about being real connected to the road and kind of feeling every bump in the road with the suspension. And just knowing that you can make very precise driving maneuvers. It's just a simple 4-cylinder car, super easy to work on. There's a lot of space in that engine bay. There's nothing real powerful in there, but they just did a lot with what little they had. It's a real high revving engine, so it's real easy to kind of get up in the 7,000 range, and it just has a beautiful sound to it. And I think almost the radio that they put in this car, it was just a total afterthought. I kind of remember almost, I hate to sound cliche, but like yesterday, the first time I was at my buddy's house 21 years ago. I think I was going home, so to kind of exit the house, you had to walk through the garage to kind of hit the street. And passing by this guy, it just was a startling car. It had all these real sharp 90-degree angular lines everywhere. I'd never seen anything like it. And it's just one of those things that you just do a double take at. Up until that point in my life, I'd never been a car guy in my life. I've never had posters on my wall, nothing. But it was almost like the car that lit the fire that just grabbed me into the whole scene. Since this was the car of one of my best friends in high school, I just found every excuse I could to kind of check it out and just learn more about it. The family had magazines of the car. They were real big car people themselves. And so I was able to kind of read their magazines and educate myself about this car at the time. They would let me wash the car because the payoff was once you would wash it and dry it, they would give me the keys, this young little kid in high school, to drive it once around the block just to kind of air dry it for the final run. And it was the slowest drive I took around the block just so I could kind of suck as much time as I could out of that. It was just a great kind of experience. I was such a good friend of the family that I had always planted the seed. If you guys ever sell this car, keep me in mind, let me know. I've always wanted to own this car, just never knew when it would happen. I never really looked at purchasing my own E30 M3 because I just didn't want any other one. I wanted this one. This was the one that I first fell in love with, and I just, accepted no substitutes. So eventually I got a cold call from the wife, and she was saying that, they were just coming to a point in their lives where they just didn't want to drive a stick shift anymore. They were just, in their 50s. It was just a car that they had their fun in it. Now it was time to kind of pass it on to somebody else. During this negotiation period of me showing my interest in the car, the husband had since put ads out in the Auto Trader for a much higher price than what I could afford at the time. And I was kind of concerned that, oh man, finally the car's up for sale. Will I actually kind of lose the opportunity to buy it? She had assured me that she would do everything in her power to make sure that I got that car. Know the exact transcript of what the conversation was, but she alluded to she would leave her husband if she didn't sell the car to me. So I'm sure it was very tongue-in-cheek, but I appreciate it nonetheless.